You and I diverge quite a bit on the level of perfection we expect from ourselves.
Okay.
I don't have a scorecard. I don't even have a quantity of sleep that I require. I just say, am I tired? Am I not tired? That's
Fair
it.
enough.
Did I get my food in? Did I not get my food in? It's not timing about it. It's not exactly to the meal plan that the meal plan that Stan sets out for me, but is that an acceptable thing for me? Is that something? Because I find, since we train our nervous systems so much, and personally, like, I've suffered from panic attacks in the past, and I think it's a massive advantage for me that my nervous system, I can go from 0, this conversation, to absolutely 100 max deadlift in seconds. And that's always been a thing for me. And I think if I took the same approach that you did and expected myself to be perfect, I would just get so anxious. My nervous system would be on overdrive constantly, and I'd never be able to recover.
Okay.
That's what I think my reaction to that would be.
Yeah. That's fair, man. I mean, everybody's like, so if I had that scorecard and the way that I did it, right, the confidence that was built for me, that was the way that I looked at that was positive momentum, right? So like, I'm rolling in here, and if we're going to compete and I've got that type of preparation, I could look at myself genuinely in the mirror and say, I couldn't have done anything else. So there's power in that. There was power in that for me.
Yeah, for sure. I totally see that as well. But do you think that if you reflected on the way that you prepared for things and your precision around things, do you think it hindered your adaptability? If say, an implement at World's Strongest Man wasn't what you expected it to be?
Potentially, to a certain extent, right? Like, I was super, super detailed. So I wanted to know things. And if I didn't know things, I would potentially try to prepare for the unexpected. But what I would say is I would take a lot of time to figure something out that guys didn't necessarily know about, right? So like, I would go to the yard, and this is earlier days. You know, I remember actually my first win in 2011, there was a yoke that we had. There was a tire yoke, right? It was a little bit over 1,000 pounds. And the way the tires had been set, they had connected them to the yoke, right? But the balance wasn't perfect, and they could adjust the tires a little bit, right? And people in the audience, I'm sure, were just like, but I was like, I picked that yoke up before, and this is the day of the contest, right? So they're setting up, they're changing the height. And I was like, hey, I know this thing's unbalanced because I did it in the yard. So I just want to have the opportunity to pick it up before I go to make sure the balance is right, right? And the balance wasn't right, and they needed to shift the tires. I legitimately probably picked the yoke up 7 times, like right before, dude. Like and we're talking like, I wasn't happy with it. And I said, it's off. I can tell it's rocking. The whole thing's rocking back. And when I pick it up, the back's just going to drag and it's not going to work. So 7 times, and then finally they get it ready. It's me versus Adrunas. In the race.
Adrunas loved that.
Oh, I loved it. He probably did. Because he's just ready to go. And I'm like, nope, change it. So if anything, it played a mental game with him potentially too, which is maybe a benefit. But, you know, I ended up getting it right, get the yoke race right. And it was, you know, that I would spend more time in the yard at World's Strongest Man or any contest, like with messing with the equipment. I would let all the guys come check it out, and then I would ask to like have my own time so that I could figure things out that other guys didn't know. And then, you know, maybe have a different approach, potentially like a hand placement or whatever it might be. Right. But it was every little thing. So I would take the time to figure it out if we didn't. But potentially the adaptability, maybe I had, you know, cause I had played things out in my head a lot too. Right. So I was big on taking time to visualize what was going to happen. So like, I would be in moments, but I had played it out so many different times in my head. So it was down to like, if I was going to deadlift, let's just say it was a deadlift at the Arnold, because they used to do it on a stage. So it was the same setting every year. So that deadlift, I knew exactly how it was going to feel, what it was going to smell like, what the sounds were going to be like, what the lights were going to be like everything to a T, right? So I'd played it. When I walked out there, I knew exactly what was going to happen. So it was almost like it would happen, and then it was deja vu. So I would walk back, and I'd have to have somebody video me because I didn't know how the lift looked or how it felt, because I had already done it so many times. So it was kind of, this type of approach. And like, you know, I had moments, I guess, where like certain things I would do, like the yoke at the Arnold one year. I had a little bit of a groin issue going on, right? And so for whatever reason, I couldn't train yoke very much.
Sure.
But it was heavy. It was heavy, right? And so for what I could do a step up, like a really heavy single leg step up and I did it just to a short box with very heavy weight. And that's how I trained. But for whatever reason, I couldn't load with a yoke very many times, right? Yeah. And so I was very nervous about it. I was like, how this is going to go, I don't know. Yeah. But I had just spent so much time thinking about how I was going to step. And it was honestly, man, it's going to sound weird, but I did the event and it was literally like I was outside of my body watching myself do it. It was right. Wild. Yeah. And I won the event without training it necessarily, but it was, you know, I don't remember what the weight was heavy. That year, but
not Bale Tote year.
Yeah, it was Bale Tote. Yeah,
it was.
Yeah.
Oh,
one
right.
of those years. Yeah.
Right.
And so, you know, it's probably not the last year of it, but it was heavy. Yeah. But it was like I knew what it was going to be and what it was going to feel like. So that visualization part was big. Do you do any of that? Do you like to do that or not really?
That would be a big parallel between us.
Okay.
Of like, to an absolutely annoying degree.
All right.
You and I probably in strongman history have thought about the events the most. It's
probably,
just
yeah.
over and over and over and over. And I'm trying to go to bed and I can't because I'm thinking about the stupid minutia of something.
Yeah.
But to be honest, a lot of things that I've figured out in strongman is not when I'm with the implement trying it and trying a slightly different thing. It's when I'm completely removed, completely away from the gym. I'm just thinking about how it would work best.
Interesting.
And then when I get that, it's like, yes, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like Sear Dumbbell, for example.
Yeah.
We had it at Rogue Invitational in 2022. I came 8th out of 10 on that event. It might have been 9th out of 10. My worst results in any single event ever. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't understand. I knew dumbbell wasn't a big strength for me, but it wasn't that bad. And then I was thinking about it weeks later, and I thought, okay, well, normal monster dumbbell, like my hand's sitting up here, and with the Sear bell, like my hand is right down at my shoulder, so you actually have to press it 6 inches further.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, but the thing is small and round, like I should just sort of stack it more. Yeah. And I'm like, when you stack it, immediately in my head, I'm like, that works. Yeah. I don't even need to do it. I know that works.
If you enjoyed that clip, you can watch the full episode right here. And to watch another clip, click right here.